mint and good morning, everyone. I've got my hot tea, my mint and turmeric. Let's get started. I'm going to talk about memes I saw on yesterday. You're so amazing. And that was my tune, Draw Near to Me, which can be found on iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, Tidal, and CD Baby. This is me, Chanel J. Wilson, and my lovely son, Nathaniel Hunter Edwards, who is upset right now and is having a moment. So I'm just going to get his little program together, and then we will get started. Host, Nathaniel Hunter Edwards. Give it up. Okay, back to what I was talking about. So today's episode is going... Okay, we'll try that again. I'm still having my morning tea. Mommy is getting herself together here. Okay, so yesterday I saw a series of memes online that made me think, and I decided today's podcast is going to be me having my morning tea, waking up, and going over some of these little funny memes I saw online. So let's get started. First meme. I just bought my husband a Get Better Soon card. He's not sick. I just think he could be better. Okay, so first thing I thought when I saw that meme was shots fired. And I mean shots fired. We as humans all have our own issues, problems, functions, good parts about us. And I'm sure just as the wife is saying to the husband, he could get better, I'm sure on his end, he's probably saying the same thing. So when I read it immediately, I went, ooh, shots fired. I thought that was pretty funny, though. I had a good little chuckle about it. Get better soon card. Okay, here's another one I saw. Me arriving at work willing to be a better person. 1 hour later, rawr. I'm laughing because it made me think of every work experience where I give myself that pep talk in the car. It's going to be a good day. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to be just fine. And as soon as you walk in, there's those two coworkers that do the most, that don't do their work, that want to try to throw you under the bus or push it. And you be like, I'm about to lose my job today. So I understand exactly where that came from. I got to look at that image again with that T-Rex at the bottom. That is hilarious to me. I hope this is giving you your morning chuckle because it really is waking me up today. Okay, let's look at the next one. If you see me in public looking a hot mess, just know my bills are paid, my kids have food, and I ain't trying to impress you. 100. So this one made me laugh, and the reason why it made me laugh so much is because we live in a society right now where, we gotta work your full-time job and even do your creativity on the side. So every paycheck you get, you're kind of combining them in a way where, this week I get this paycheck, so I'm going to get this and that taken care of. And the following week, I'll get that on the next check. It's paycheck living, I mean, we may have a little bit of savings, but it's hard times too. So I understand this meme get that check and you'll knock out every bill that needs to be paid, and you'd be like, ooh, how much is left? Oh, well, at least the bills are paid. There's food in there we could eat. I may look a hot mess. So I felt that one so much. And it's not about impressing people. It's about, survival, getting through it. So I completely understand where they're coming from. Okay. This next one. Which one better, drums or flats? This is a tough one. I just had some wings the other day, and they were actually pretty good. It was a teriyaki brown sugar mix with soy sauce, and it's actually really, really good. It depends on the day. Some days I really like the drum part because you can just get right in, slip it off the bone, and keep going. Other days I like the flat. It's something about breaking it open, having that little wishbone piece come out, like, the two part. Well, it's not wishbone, but it looks like a wishbone because it's two bones coming out. So, it's relative. It depends on the day. Let's look at another one. You go to a barbecue and get handed this plate. Could you eat all this? Yeah. Hello? No. Okay, realistically, let's look at this plate again because I'm looking at it now as I'm talking. We got some ribs. We have that looks like some sliced turkey of some sort, macaroni, you know what? I would actually share this with somebody. Back in the day, yeah, I may eat off of that the whole party. Like, I would take that plate, beginning of the party, I may have a rib, a half a link, a little bite, and then go talk and hang out, play, dance, whatever. Then come back and have a little bit. But now, heck no. I couldn't do it. So now, my answer would be no. I would share that with somebody. There's no way I can eat that whole thing. Okay, let's look at the next one. 2 weeks after your proposal, he asks you, do you want a big wedding or a house? What's your response? That's a good question. And the reason why it's a good question is because, okay, 2 weeks he's proposed, and he's like, okay, so what do we want to do? Do we want to do the wedding? Do we want to do a house? Now, back in the days, like, I'll say 1825, I would have said, let's have a big wedding and then we'll get our house later. Now, with this economy, me being 37 and already having a child, yeah, let's just go for the house, Alex. What is a house? Is that the way I want to answer that? What is the house? I'm thinking about this episode from Sex and the City where Miranda was shopping for her dress and she was like, I don't want anything fluffy, I don't want anything crazy, I just need a simple something, I'm getting married and that's the end of it. And the lady kept bringing her fluffy white dresses and she was like, look, I have a child, the jig is up. I can't wear white. But for me, I'm almost 40. So yeah, let's just get a house. We can do Justice of the Peace. We can go to somebody's backyard and have a little simple, cute ceremony. You don't have to, I'm not saying that beautiful, expensive weddings or a $30,000 wedding isn't nice. I'm just saying in the grand scheme and grand scope of things today, with where my finances are, with where my life is, I wouldn't need the big, pomp and circumstance type of situation. I wouldn't need the whole shebang, like a simple little ceremony where it's like, okay, this Saturday, my fiance and I are going to get married. I'm not engaged or anything, by the way, in case somebody's watching this and coming in thinking, oh, you're engaged. No, we're going to have a ceremony and like, a little feast, a luncheon kind of thing at the house. Really, really low key, like $500 kind of low key. I'm talking like that kind of thing. It's not, because buying a house is a lifetime type of thing. It's a good investment. It's like some people, I saw a meme one time that said, you're focusing on the wedding or are you focusing on the marriage? I would rather build a nice little home than have something for appearances or pay for something like that. Maybe like on one of the anniversaries, like the 5th or 10th anniversary, then we throw some kind of shindig or something like that to celebrate the union later. But if we're just starting out and where we are right now, let's just go get the house. I'm gonna be in the house longer. The wedding is one day, so that's where I'm coming from with that. Elect functioning adults, November 2018. This one is a really big one for me. And here's why. So now that we're moving into election season, I'm getting so many text messages from different politician groups, different organizations, different policies, and even online, I'm seeing all these people once again pander and cater to certain communities. And, for me, here I am, a black woman in America. In every election season, I feel the same thing. People who I never see throughout the year and people who never really speak on the issues that I have throughout the year, all of a sudden are popping up. Well, can I count on your vote? Can you do that? Are you going to be there? We're going to do this for you and all this kind of stuff. And I got to a point where I was just like, I feel so dirty this election season, especially what happened in the last election and a couple elections before. And I said, I just feel so darn dirty. Like, let's elect functioning adults. I'm tired of the lying politician, the politician who's trying to prove that they have this squeaky clean, non-human superhero image. Can we just have reality and everybody vote their interests and everybody put interests on the board? Human rights, human dignity, just common sense. Can we have some common sense on the board? So I'm all for this particular picture here. Elect functioning adults. Yes, I salute that. Okay, let's look at the next one. Let's argue. Which is the best? I just saw a typo. Now it's supposed to be peace, P-I-E-C-E, but they put peace, P-E-A-C-E, of chicken. Maybe they're saying that eating chicken gives them peace. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm in an episode of Read a Dictionary. I love that one, by the way. What's up? I know your last name is Leon, right? Right. I'm bad with names. I'm so sorry. And that happened after pregnancy. Before I used to be really good, but I know you do the show, Read a Dictionary. So yes, they put peace as in P-E-A-C-E as in peace and not peace, P-I-E-C-E. So yeah, can we get some Grammarly spell check? I'm not trying to be the grammar police and everything, but I do write and I pick up on that. But back to the meme. Let's argue. You see, I'm arguing about the grammar because, the grammar is that caught me off guard. I can't even answer the darn question. Peace, P-I-E-C-E, people. Is it homonyms? Get your homonyms right. Okay, let me get back to the question. Okay, so back in the day, I used to love the chicken breast or the wings the most. After I had my child, and this happens to a lot of women, I love the thigh. I don't know why. People have kids and their entire taste buds change. There's things that I couldn't stand, and now all I want to eat are refried beans, pinto beans, some kind of cranberry mush stuff that I actually like, but now I really like it on overdrive, or some kind of thigh, and I'm happy. So yeah, for me right now, a good thigh is what I like. Okay, let's go to the next one. Choose a partner who is good for you, not good for your parents, not good for your image, not good for your bank account. Choose someone who's going to make your life emotionally fulfilling. Now, here's why I like this one. In life, take your time. When I was younger, my whole thought process was heart on my sleeve. I'm gonna have this relationship. It was all about appearances. It was all about that Facebook status, and Facebook wasn't even popular back then. So it was more so about that status. I grew up in the church, so everybody was, okay, when you get your husband so you can have sex legally and all that kind of stuff. And then, as life progresses, you get older, you realize, okay, everybody's doing it. And I'm not saying go out and do it because everybody's doing it. I'm saying realistically, in our life, in our society, with our conditioning, how things are going, your ideals in the beginning may not line up to how reality is. And life happens. That's the best way I can say it. Life happens. So when I saw that one, choose a partner who is good for you, I began to think about my own self, and the place I'm in right now. I am single, and I'm single, and I'm not really looking. not really interested because I'm content. And it's the first time in my life where I've been very, very, very content with how life is going. And I don't know if that's because of age. I don't know if it's because I'm a mom. Well, I will say, being a mom, you set your bottom line real quick, and you put down on your list. And when I say list, I'm talking about your standards, not so much your list of this is the kind of man I want, but your standards of what I'm going to deal with and what I'm not. And who I am today, I'm very content. I'd rather be single than in the midst of some hot mess. And I'm going to be honest, because we are humans, because we both operate out of toxic behavior, because we both have things in our lives that are not resolved all the way, sometimes it's better to just abstain and be single. Date a little bit, but be single. It's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. Now, as far as choosing the partner, I saw a meme once, I wish I posted it up here, that said, stay single long enough until you meet someone where moving on as a single person doesn't make sense anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at. And, I'm not looking for the perfect guy. It's just, I know when I'm ready, and right now I'm not ready, because I don't even want to share. That's how much I'm not ready. And I'm giving myself permission to be that way. It's okay, this is your selfish phase, and we just gonna let that be. That doesn't mean that something's wrong with me. It just means I'm being honest with myself. And I think that's fair to the other person. So I like this one. Choose a partner who's good for you, not good for your parents. Don't pick somebody because, somebody says, oh, they'll make a good, stalker. They'll make a good person for you. No, choose somebody that is emotionally fulfilling, that meets your mental health, that meets, and vice versa, where there's not a whole lot of toxicity in the relationship. So I like that one a lot. Okay, let's look at the next one. Ooh. Okay, this one's a little political. Imagine how confused Trump supporters are. They have to hate the NFL and Harley Davidson, but like Kanye West. You could have never told me when Kanye West's college dropout came out that today he would be wearing that hat. Or that people who are on that team would be propping him up, because remember, just in 2005 with Hurricane Katrina, he got up on air and said George Bush doesn't like black people. And I remember when that happened, and that was actually very political. And in some aspects, hey, what happened? When you look at all the dynamics of everything that happened, I understood why he said it. When it comes to politics, I always say that my black life is not a political issue or an issue on the ballot. It's my actual life. And a lot of things that happen in this life impact our lives in a way that other groups just don't face. And sometimes I should say, I don't know if people don't understand it, but I'm starting to think that they do understand it. People just don't want it to change because it would require their lifestyle to change. It would require their economics and financial means to change as well because of our dark history in America. So it is kind of interesting that they have to hate the NFL. I remember when the men were kneeling, people were, burning their season tickets and all this kind of stuff and making it about the flag, even though it wasn't about the flag. It was about our condition in this country, our second-class citizenship. I even take it further and say our non-citizenship, even though we are citizens, born citizens, have been here, since the country has been started and built it for free with our free labor. To sing that song, knowing that there's a whole version that it talks about us, and I think it's like Death to the Slave or something like that. And people make it about the flag. It's like, come on, can we just be civil? That's what the civil rights are all about, right? Can we be civil? So there's days, even during the election, there was days like, evangelicals and all the different things that were being stated. And I was like, how are people morally standing with racism? And I'm not talking about the prejudice of racism. I'm talking about the effects, the actual blocking of racism and what that looks like, economically blocking someone out, systematically blocking somebody out, systematically harming and physically harming someone. Where's the moral conscience there? That's my question. That's what I've always been. And so I just thought that this meme was really interesting. imagine how confused, the supporters are. And I'm sure people can say the same thing about Democrats in some aspects. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm Democrat by default just because that's what my political party has been. And that's the one, I guess, that's as close to my interests. But at the same time, I just want to do away with the party system, but that's a whole nother podcast. So that's what I thought about that one. Okay, next one. What is the cheapest gas price you remember? Share if it was less than $1. Okay, for me, so I started driving in 1996. Now I remember when my parents used to get gas, it was really cheap. It was like 75 cents or something crazy like that. When I was driving, gas was still 99 cents. $1 was too much for me. $1.99 was too much gas. And I remember going to Arco instead of going to the Chevron, or going to Arco instead of going to the Shell, because I knew I could get that, 95 cent, 99 cent, even 88 cents sometimes of gas. And then I remember, that gas was good. I could fill my tank up with like $10 to $15 and be fine. I had a little 1983 Toyota Celica. And oh my God, I love that car because it was so good on gas. Oh, it was so good on gas. And then I remember when gas prices went to $5.99. You could have never told me that we would be in the situation we are in now. So that's the cheapest gas I remember when I was getting gas. And like I said, I remember $1.99 to me back then was expensive. So now looking at gas prices where they are, now it's what, 3 something, 2 and 3. I see it shift every day between 2 something to 3 something. Majority of the time it's on the 3 something side. But yeah. So I like this little meme. That was really cute. Okay, let's look at another one I saw. Oh yeah, for some reason these are really popular right now, so I had to throw this one in here. When y'all trying to figure out how y'all gonna announce y'all back together after y'all expose each other, fought, dated other people, and acted as an ass. Okay, come on in. Okay. So with this one, and I'm laughing about it because there's like a whole slew of those memes where they're using that exact character and posting everything. And this is hilarious because, in relationship, they always have that phrase, all is fair in love and war. And with it, they're sitting here trying to announce that they're not getting back together, and then they got back together, so now they got to go and tell everybody, okay, we're back together, even though we done had all this mess. As I get older, I'm starting to realize it's better to keep people out of your business. If you're not getting harmed, if you're not getting physically harmed, keep it to yourself. Keep your relationship private as best you can. Now, yes, if there's someone you need to work something out with or vent or have one of those, I just need to have a meeting of the mind, go see somebody in confidentiality. But it is good to keep the petty details out because people are going to create their own preconceived ideas and notions. So like I said, if you're not being harmed, now if you're getting harmed or beat down or something's happening, and that's on both sides, men or women, because domestic violence is bi-directional. I worked in mental health, and I've seen all kind of different cases, unfortunately, and it's really sad. It's really disheartening too to see some of the things that are out there. And if you're in that, get out, seek help as best you can, because it's just going to get worse. Okay, that was my plug, but for domestic violence and help. And I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'll do another podcast on that later because it's really dear to my heart. Just talking about that because of the different cases I've seen. But back to this meme, it's so real because, now they decide, we're going to be back together, so now we got to go out here and fight the world, even though they know all the drama and all the things we've been through. So what I take from this is, keep the petty stuff. And I do know petty things happen in all relationships. I do get that. So yeah, try to keep certain things to yourself and only express when it's at a point where it's needed to be expressed. So that's how I feel about that meme. And then also, like I said, these little memes of those picture is going around everywhere. And there's been some really funny ones. Some of my friends on Facebook will see them and just start cracking up. Okay, I got a couple more. Actually, I got two more. Remember when education was subliminally placed in entertainment? Come on in. Subliminally placed in entertainment. And I am from the era of what am I? I'm a Gen X Zennial. So I actually owned a pair of the college sweatshirt, and it would have one of the HBCUs on it. I had the one similar to the one Queen Latifah's wearing in the bottom corner, where you got the Howard and you got the tire tracks across it. I had a really cool one. It was like black, yellow, green, and red, and I used to wear Jodeci boots with it. I'm dating myself. I'm totally dating myself. Okay, and the last one. Now, I feel like this one is just getting too personal, because it's like, you'll be scrolling on, Facebook and seeing different things, and you'll be like, why the heck you want to ask that question? So name a reason you're single. My answer as of today, and what's today's date? Okay, so my answer as of today, October 18th, 2018, is because I just need to pace myself right now. I don't have to rush into it. When I was young, I would rush into everything. I mean, everything. And then you crash and burn. If you want something that's long lasting, lifetime, take your time. It gets better with time. So for me, I think it's not even I think. I can deliberately say, as a grown up, because see, once you get to a certain age and you really let life hit you the way it needs to hit you, and you bump your head a couple of times and you get bruised, just by your own mistakes, because you're doing things that you maybe not want to do or shouldn't do, it definitely puts you in a place where you're just like, let me work some stuff out. Let me learn some stuff. So for me, one of the reasons why I'm single today is because I am pacing myself. It's not that I can't be in a relationship. It's not that I don't want to be in one. Like I said in that other meme, I'm really content. And I'm getting myself to a place now where I need to just keep working out my stuff, ideals. Journaling, growing is important. It takes two whole people to come together to make a relationship, to make something successful. So I think that's one of the reasons. So I want to thank everybody for watching this meme. This was my meme commentary of the different memes I saw on yesterday. I had so much fun looking at them yesterday. I said, I'm going to do this one today. I enjoyed my tea. I'm not done with it yet, but as you can see, my son is already ready. So I'm going to get in there and get him situated for his day. And then I'll be back for something else. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. If there was something I talked about on today, please share it in the bottom. Let's have a discussion. I say, even if we disagree on things, it's okay to have a healthy discussion to work through those things. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm Chanel J. Wilson. I will definitely be back for something. And please check out my record. It is on iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, Tidal, and CD Baby. It is a labor of love. And have a good one. I'll be back for something else.